Yes, go ahead.
So I've had these instructions for a little bit, and um, I'm wondering, just on the matter of the the dichotomy aspect with this, um, this whole idea of, oh, I can come out of it, I feel successful, and when I'm successful, I'm good. And then when my mind is wild, unruly, um, um, you know, not being where I want it to be, that's bad. And I've been starting to feel, like I can relate to that all differently. Um, uh, I guess somehow looking for success still feels like being on the hamster wheel of good and bad, going round and round.
Mm-hmm. I know, but you have had glimpses now.
Yeah.
So capitalize on those glimpses. There are occasions when you do get off the hamster wheel.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you can get off the hamster wheel now. You've admitted to it. So you do have some strength, you do have some power. And guess what? Now that we have this, you can get off the hamster wheel anytime that you remember to get off the hamster wheel.
A skill, to be learned.
Mm-hmm. You can get off that hamster wheel anytime you remember that it's okay to get off of it. Not only is it okay, but hey, this hamster wheel is problematic. And basically, you can say that it has the reason that hamsters, human hamsters, get on hamster wheels is because they want something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And the answer to that is okay. Let's pretend for a moment that I don't want anything. That I'm okay right now. And that things are not dangerous right now. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. So we have to remember to do this. This is sati. Once you've had the glimpses, now you already have the right view. You've already seen what we're talking about. You can, in fact, feel good from time to time. In fact, you probably feel good from time to time every day of your life. You just haven't paid any attention to it because you're too busy feeling like a piece of shit. And so now it's time to begin to uh, remember those times when you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. So let's start capitalizing on the times when you feel okay and say, hey, I can do this again. I can feel okay. I can do this. That's the winner's attitude. The winner's view is that you can do this, that you are successful. And what are you successful at? Being okay with who you are. Knowing that who you are is not fixed anyway. It never was. That's a delusion. That's the lie that we've been told. That's the lie of a.
Oh, we're frozen. I don't know whether you can hear me. See if it comes out of it. Oh, okay. I
Oh,
lost
you're
you for the
back.
past. I lost you for the past 30 seconds.
Yes, I know. I don't know what. But I do know that it's not this end because everything here is okay. I've got internet traffic going. So whatever it was is on your side. Anyway, we were talking about this one thing that everyone has. It's hard to get out of that critical mind state into a nurturing mind state. But you have already had the experience of doing that, so you know that you, in fact, can do it.
Mhm.
But the point that I was making is that you have been capable of doing that and have been doing that a little bit every day. That Bhikkhu Buddhadasa actually calls it little Nibbana moments. That if people didn't have little Nibbana moments every day where they actually cooled off, relaxed, sit down, take a deep sigh, even if it lasts for a second or two, they let themselves cool off. So begin to also notice that there are a lot of times during the day or sometimes during the day when you're just naturally cool. Everything is good. And that will help you gain the confidence that, in fact, at the worst moments, at the roughest times, if you remember, you can come out of that rough spot right then and there and say,
Yeah.
wait a minute, that's a problem that can be solved later. I don't have to solve that problem right now. That right now everything is okay. And we keep telling yourself that over and over again and begin to let it be part of your experience because every day it's already been a part of your experience and you weren't quite watching. Now you're going to start watching more and more to see that everything is in fact already okay, that you were feeling that way. It's only that we remember, uh, basically, let's put it this way. As an example, somebody uses a lighter often. It can be a gas lighter that they light their stove with, or a cigarette lighter, or a cigar lighter, or whatever like that. They light, they use it often. But if they actually burn themselves with that lighter, they'll remember that. And so now they've used that lighter 10,000 times, but the thing that they remember most about that lighter is they burned themselves with it. Got a great big blister on it, took days to heal, etc., like that, okay? Well, that's how we live our life, that we go around using the lighters of life or whatever it is, and when we screw up, that's the big memory. We remember it, and that this is a natural thing for us to do. It's instinctual, and it's called the self-preservation instinct. That we remember the traumas, and we remember them strongly. What I'm inviting you to do is to start looking at all the good things that happen. Begin, in fact, if you were, to count your blessings,
Mhm.
to see that you don't feel like a piece of shit all the time. You can wake up and say, hey, right now I don't feel like a piece of shit at all. And that you can do that while you're at work. You can get involved with your work, and then you say, hey, right now I don't feel like a piece of shit at all.
I can work with that. That's straightforward.
Right. To start looking at the value in it, and that will help you gain confidence so that those times when you do feel like a piece of shit, you say, hey, I don't have to feel like that. Just
Mhm.
5, 10 minutes ago, I felt great. Why don't I go ahead and feel great right now? Okay, I will.
But the crux of where I go wrong is thinking that feeling great means feeling different where I am. Whereas if I'm catching the drift, the great that I'm looking for is not trying to change how I feel, just being, there's nothing I need to change. I don't need to feel better than I'm feeling. I don't need to push away how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Just fall in love with the way things are. That is absolutely okay. Because you see, those feelings of shit are actually the residue of the feelings of not being okay. So as you keep saying, well, it's okay that I feel like that, those feelings will subside. Because now you're saying everything is okay. Before, you were having thoughts that you weren't possibly weren't aware of that made you feel like a piece of shit. Old memories, old things that happened, screw ups that we've had in the past, and whatnot like that. There's generally a cause or a reason for us feeling like a piece of shit. And that is remembering all the shit we've been in. Okay? So now we're changing that thought. Now we're starting to have wholesome thoughts. Hey, everything is okay. Everything is fine. Everything's going to be all right. And now we're changing the thought pattern. We're changing it into a gladdening thing. And so that tension will melt away. And you begin to get into that relaxed state of everything is all right. I feel comfortable. I feel satisfied. I feel secure and safe. And eventually, over and over again, you do that, and you can add the added ingredient of, and I can do that anytime I want to. And I can feel good and satisfied anytime I want to. Now, that's an attitude.
Yeah, that's really feels like all that I really need or want is just to be able to go forth and face things with a good attitude. That seems like it will dissolve anything.
It solves almost all of life's problems, because almost all of life's problems are because of a bad attitude. Even if I've got a gimpy leg, I can have a good attitude about life and go around on a gimpy leg. Or I can have a bad attitude about my gimpy leg and rob myself of all kinds of things because before me, I've got a gimpy leg. Mm-hmm. So gimpy leg or not is not the issue. It's our attitude. And attitude is everything. That's why I was so hard on you about the word surrender, because surrender is an attitude. We're not trying to surrender to something. We're falling in love with it. With the attitude, hey, I can do that. Give me more of that pate. I've got it. Whatever fate brings to me, I can handle it.
Okay, this is a good task for my work week. Go forth. Cultivate that shraddha. That things are coming along wonderfully, and it's going to, and that I
It's
can
not
start
going
to
to.
notice.
Right now, it is. Don't get into it's going to be okay. Everything is okay. That's a much better way of looking at it. Things are fine. Yeah. Everything's going to be all right is close enough.
Yeah.
Because everything's going to be all right means that whenever it does go, I'll have the right attitude. Everything's going to be all right then is an attitude that I can handle it, whatever it is.
Yeah, this will be a good thing to work on this week at work.
How about play with it instead?
Amen.
Yeah, make it a toy, enjoyable. Work at means that you've got, just see the subtle difference. Work is something a victim has to do. Play is something that a champion does. A cat doesn't work on a mouse, it plays with it.
Why not? Why the hell not?
Devon, may you have a good attitude. May you be a champion. May you remember to be a champion. That you're okay. You can handle that. That, yeah, you're a piece of shit. So what? Everybody else is too. And if they're not, at least they feel like they are.
Yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. Well, we'll see you later. You go play with this. Go practice it.
Thank you so much. Look forward to our next chat.
Okay.